Hello, I hope you're keeping well. So today I decided to do a video on the Ketu in Leo. I mean, this obviously happened back in the 19th of May 2025, but it will continue. Ketu will be there till 6th of December 2026. But I've decided to do Ketu first, Ketu in Leo, and then I will do another video with Rahu in Aquarius, only because otherwise it's going to be a very long video and I really don't have the time at this moment. So anyway, this is obviously, I'm late to the party as usual, but basically I thought it's a really good time to make the most of this window, because Ketu is great at severing ties, and this is such a fixed sign as well, so the energy of Ketu is really positive for this this transit. And so basically Ketu is the headless one, whereas Rahu is a head and no body, so it doesn't digest anything. It's just like once, whatever the eye sees. Ketu is very much like I'm headless, you know, so it's just like it's not bothered, if you like, that sort of planet. And so Ketu co-rules Scorpio with Mars, so rules the 8th natural sign of the zodiac. So not only is a spiritual planet, but it also has got 8th house feel to it too. Obviously it's a planet of spirituality and letting go, ancestors, DNA, heritage, karma, good or bad. You know, karma, when they talk about it, it's not always bad. It is a peculiar kind of planet, really, and I really resonate with Ketu, because my moon is in Ketu and I can be quite in my own little world. When I was a child, I was just literally, I'm not even surprised if my parents didn't know who I was, or I didn't know who I was. And I think people who have got Ketu with moon, actually that makes them very psychic too. But generally speaking, yeah, you're just like, literally, you live, particularly the younger years, you can live like in another realm, if you like, you know, it could be quite disconnected. Anyway, peculiar. Surrender is a massive part of what Ketu is all about. And these people do very well. If Ketu is strong in your chart, if it's with your soul planet, which is the planet with the highest degree, apart from the nodes, obviously, so your Atmakaka, or if it is in your ascendant with the moon or the sun, it really is, you have got much more depth. And all those materialistic things in life, even though we have to chase them to a certain age, because this is the world that we live in, but it really is the moment you surrender and just go with the flow and stop trying to be like everybody else and follow the society, you just are so much happier. Anyway, so spirituality, not following trends. Basically, you are the trendsetter. Mathematics, precision, abandonment, disconnection, withdrawal, not being a slave to societal rules are massive part of what this Ketu is all about. Leo, on the other hand, is all about ego, leaders, royals, bosses, fame, success, having a presence, creativity on a massive scale, confidence, parties, pride, fiery sign, obviously, and it's also a fixed sign, which is interesting. Luxury, expressiveness, bravery, intelligence, these are all traits of this sign. Now it's funny, the planet of just letting go is in a fixed sign, so it's not going to be easy letting go of things, but we're all being gifted this time to really make precise decisions, so you can plan, you know, long term, and just let go of things that really do tangle up yourself, and things that just have got a hook, thread, or a cord. That's really good time to let go. This is obviously sign of dating and relationships and things like that as well. So if an ex has, it's hard, if the relationship is ended, you will really get the blessings of Ketu to move on. And it will make it easier and easier, just because you really are much more in tune with your gut feeling during this time, which is, obviously Leo rules the heart, but this is like your gut feeling. You're really being, how you're feeling, your proper sort of like your digestive area, like how does that person make you feel? How do they help you digest life, if in that sense? Anyway, so actually I think it might be easier if I share this, because it really brings together the two energies. As you can see on there, it's a great way of seeing what's going on. So yeah, at the like a fiery sign, and here we are with Ketu, so a lot going on. I have to say actually to you that despite what they say in, I feel as though in astrology there's a lot of doom and gloom, but Ketu in Leo is actually considered to be auspicious in the whole entire celestial realm. It's one of those ones that is pretty good. It rules money, sincerity, and knowledge. So it's not bad at all, but it is a malefic. So malefics can be really helpful in order to get things done. So this is hopefully going to help you to use that energy. So I'm going to start with Leo. So for Leo ascendants, this is happening in your first house. So basically, you could become during this time very much into your spiritual side, what your soul really wants, because Leo is ruled by the sun, and sun is all about the rule. So maybe rather than craving what other people want, it'd be much more about things that makes you so happy. And during this time, because you can actually plan long-term career goals, you can actually achieve recognition for your hard work. And you will be quite determined, because the sign being just such a successful sign, and you can actually acquire knowledge and get opportunities. But you definitely, when you put the time in and you do work hard and you're conscientious, you get the financial reward for this as well. Because don't forget also, from the first house, Leo, Ketu for you rules the fourth house, so it's your fourth house ruler in the first house. So it does bring you a lovely Raja Yoga too. But it's really good not to sit on decisions and things. Make plans, but don't be procrastinating and holding yourself back during this time. This could be one of those things about Ketu. So use the fieriness of Leo to really get things done. And that really good idea not to be getting into arguments or anything with other people, because basically it is a malefic in your first house. So you don't want to give yourself really, just let things go. This is really what will really help you. So doing like meditation, tai chi, and just generally looking after your emotional health will be really good. During this time, Ketu is also aspecting, so fourth house ruler is aspecting Sagittarius, your fifth house. That's a really nice yoga for you as well. And also from there, your fourth house ruler is aspecting also your ninth house, Aries. So again, this is a really nice time for you guys. It creates two fantastic three Raja Yogas. So it's really helpful in many ways for the Leo ascendants. Now, back again, I realized that I was actually not showing you the correct charts. So here we go. Okay. Right, let's go back one. And let's do Cancer ascendant. So for you guys, for Cancer, basically this is Ketu is in your second house. Your second house is a fixed sign. So normally Cancer ascendants are really good at either inheriting money or saving money because of that, that sign being a fixed sign. Now, so it brings in your fifth house ruler into your second house. So that's a wonderful money yoga, dana yoga. And also from there, Ketu, your fifth house ruler is aspecting your sixth house. So actually, any bills coming in for health, healing, doing any kind of emotional release, getting rid of trauma, anything like that will be a great investment for you. Things that are in your lineage or ancestral things that are, you can actually release the trauma for all of them. The money will come in to actually deal with that. And also from there is aspecting what would be your 10th house. So really good time if you want to change your job, you're interested in something a little bit more in connected to your, if you like, a job that's more spiritual, really satisfies your soul, it would do that too. So, and also if you are, you could actually create your own money too, because if the, so you could end up being like self-employed or something of that nature for this, during this time. Okay, let's do the next ascendant, going back to Gemini. So for Gemini ascendants, for you guys, this is like Ketu is your sixth house ruler and it's in your third house. So really allowing you this during this this time to actually be able to tidy up those kind of conflicts, things like that have been going on, maybe with your siblings or siblings, friends or something, just really helps you, that energy to just like talk things over. Third house of speech, communications has been activated during this time, so it's literally a really nice time to sit down with them and just amicably come to a really nice just kind of deal with that. And for you guys, Ketu rules, as I said, sixth house, and from the second house is also aspecting Sagittarius. So your sixth house ruler is looking at your seventh house. So again, same thing applies to your other people at work, your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend. It's like, you might want to just like using kind words to just like get what you want, express how you feel in the relationship so you get what you want during this time. So basically also Ketu is inviting you to really be like very much put effort into self-effort during this time, and also obviously sixth house is to do with work and also very much service jobs, if you like, so massage and things like that. If you're not doing it already, it's a really nice time to actually learn either Reiki, Thai massage, any kind of activity like that, which you can actually earn money through as well. But you will make new friends and new people, which are which will actually in the long run will help you make money during this time as well. So, but obviously, if there are issues with anybody, whether it's partners or friends, siblings, etc., it's a good time to actually end those problematic situations for yourself. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So the next ascendant is Taurus ascendant. So for you guys, Taurus, Ketu co-rules Scorpio, which is your seventh house ruler, and it's now in your fourth house ruler. Definitely Ketu being in your fourth house could mean that you could move house. And it gives you such a large window as well. So I think if you had already been thinking about it, it just sets the wheels in motion for you in that sense. And from there also is aspecting Ketu is aspecting what would be your 8th house, which actually means in the end, so there is like some sort of change in your home environment. Look after your mum during this time, and be aware also Ketu is activating your 8th house. So be, like motivated and not be frightened by changes and transformation in your life, because Ketu is actually ends something in order to bring something new in. And also aspect your 12th house as well. So those of you who want to move abroad, go traveling, all that kind of thing will be also activated. Makes you very spiritual this time as well. Planet of spirituality is aspect in that. So it's pretty kind of like good, good kind of thing going on. But it's also what it means. Your happiness will not necessarily come, because 4th house is happiness, will not come from money or things like that. So it's like emotionally. Connecting to your higher self, what your soul needs, will be really a welcome thing for you. Okay, and let's get to the ascendant prior. Aries ascendant. For Aries ascendant, this is your 8th house ruler, is now in your 5th house. So a sudden pregnancy, empty nest syndrome as well, because obviously we're coming up to the time when children are going to university or colleges. Moving away, moving out, that could be a theme. So from there, also, I was just going to say, if you are single, you will meet more spiritual people who are much more on your wavelength than before. And obviously aspecting 1st house, yourself, so having an impact, you want to make endings to, say if the relationship no longer serves you, this is time to let that go, because also it's 8th house ruler. And just if you want to change your image, transformations in that sense, it's also aspecting your Sagittarius, which is your 9th house as well. So it's quite a spiritual journey for you guys, really. And right, let's go to the next ascendant. So for Pisces ascendant, this is happening in your 6th house. So this is like your 9th house ruler in the 6th house. So very much making you work hard, like you could be careful not to get into arguments and things with your dad, with your, choose your words and your ways with your teachers, your father, etc., with care and love. And basically speaking though, so this is 6th house, so it just means that you could also be invited to do jobs that are, again, like more like meditation and breath work, jobs, things like that, or actually you are doing them yourself, because it could just be that you're much more, whether you want to fast or try a different way of eating, those things will come to you with much more ease, really. So, and exercises, it's a spiritual time, fasting is part of that spiritual journey, which is wonderful. Also, it means that because Ketu from there, it's 9th house rule is aspect in the 10th house, gives you a lovely Vajra yoga too. But you will be working harder during this time, absolutely. So make sure that you treat yourself to a massage, a walk, a little, book your holidays in advance. Make sure that you have time for yourself. And then if we go back to now for Aquarius ascendant, so Ketu is in your 7th house, and obviously what it does, it really does invite you to kind of, if you are with somebody, you find your relationship will become much deeper because of that spiritual effect of it, and but generally speaking, it does bring harmony, because for you guys, 10th house ruler is going into 7th house, so you could meet your partner at work, or you could just literally just get much more out of your relationship, because what it does, you find all those things to do with materialism will fade away, and it just brings much more depth and connection in your relationship. So I guess all the razzmatazz of dating goes away. And so basically it's a nice one for you guys from the Ketu, which your 10th house rule is also aspect in 11th house, meeting people on the same wavelength as yourself, and also Aries too. You want to put much more effort into your friends, your hobbies, interests, and doing fun things with your partner too. Right, next one. So for Capricorn ascendant, this is happening in your 8th house. So your 11th house ruler in the 8th house, you could have sudden gain. You could also have sudden expenses, but you get the gains to go with the expenses too. Definitely much more spiritual, definitely having much more vivid dreams, and connecting with source and your unlimited self during this time. You'll find that you're emotionally just letting go of things that have just tied you in knots for years and years. This is like really getting rid of all the emotional baggage that has been holding you back. The friends that you come across will be of much better quality too. And obviously from there, your 11th house ruler is also aspecting your 4th house. So you could do nice things in your home. You could gain a home during this time through some kind of inheritance in that sense too, so pretty good. Sagittarius ascendant. So for you guys, this is occurring what would be your 9th house, and so your 12th house ruler in the 9th house. You could have your belief systems could change and become much more spiritual during this time. It's an aspect in your first sign, so you could get rid of any kind of addictions, any things that you haven't completed, things that need to become much more dealt with, let go of, closing chapters. You become much more imaginative, creative, much more thoughtful towards yourself. And it's also aspecting Aries, which is your 5th house as well. So if there is a pregnancy, the child, you resonate with them. It's almost like they come from you've been together in a previous life, maybe in reverse role. Maybe the child was the parent and you were, there is just massive connection with the child. And it could also be inheritance in that sense too. And let's go back to, for Scorpio ascendant, his 1st house ruler in the 10th house. Nice, because obviously, it gives you 1st house ruler in the 10th house, gives you a great status, great job, recognition, get good gains from it too, working hard, and what it does, you become much more precise at work, much more like dealing with things, because it brings the precision of Ketu and the sign of success and achievement together. So pretty good in that sense. It's aspecting your 2nd house too. So it's 1st house for the 2nd aspect in 2nd house. Really good for your what would be like a Dana yoga. Also Ketu 1st house rule is aspecting what would be for you your 6th house. So you are working harder. You are looking after your health and healing and emotional baggage, etc. like that. You are looking much more like you want conflicts to be dealt with. You got to be careful not to just use the Aries hastiness to your disadvantage though. So you want to just think about how you approach that, but generally working pretty hard. Now for Libra ascendants, this is your 2nd house ruler in the 11th house. For you guys, it creates a fantastic Dana yoga of money, achievements, and from there also Ketu is aspecting your 3rd house of friends, hobbies, things like that. So you just be much more you will just attract people who are much more on your wavelength and just have lots of activities and things that are spiritually nourishing to you at the same time. It's also, you could meet somebody who's like you've had a past life with. So maybe you met in a previous life and it didn't really, you met and it didn't progress. So this could be a meeting of the minds as well. Spiritual partner, you know, not materialistic relationship in any sense. So let's go back one more. Now for Virgo ascendants, this is your third house ruler in the 12th house. So this makes you obviously quite spiritual, Ketu in the 12th house. And also from there, Ketu is also third house ruler in the 12th house. So learning foreign languages becomes so much easier. And aspecting your fourth house, change of house, that kind of thing, will, it's looking like that, you know. And it's also moving abroad or traveling abroad. Look after your mum at this point. Make sure your cars, the tires are full, you know, they got air in them, and before you set out, because it can puncture tires. And then from there, aspects your, what would be your 8th house. So there's a lot of changes, lots of letting go of things to do with emotional baggage, things that are holding you back, those bad feelings that you need to let go of, which have been having a hold on you. Very good time to let go and do, you know, let go with love. But yeah, pretty good. But it looks as though you could be moving at this point. So that's it from me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.